If you're lucky enough to build your dream family home, the best case scenario is that you start with a good block, you know, something nice and level.
Oh, it's a nice thought, Joe, but more often than not, it's a renter on a new build on a tricky site with problems, and none more than this one.
No, this home in Brisbane was about as far from the best case scenario as you can get, but the results are simply breathtaking.
It is the ultimate architectural ugly duckling story.
Buffed.
We're nearly there.
To give you an idea of what the owners were up against, when they came to see this place, this is what now is a gallery, originally a dance hall. It's actually built 2.5 metres over onto their property. The workers' cottage on the other side is also built over their property.
It had lead paint, it had termites, it was rotting and full of asbestos.
The word that was most often used to describe it was unbuildable.
It took some really creative minds to see the potential in this one.
But to appreciate it, we actually really need to see it first from the rear. This is amazing. I mean, from that tiny little box on the street, you'd have no idea that it's all back here.
Now, it's a very steep sloping site, so the architects, who are also the owners, have slipped 3 floors as we cascade down this site. Now, given all the restrictions, the easements and the setbacks, get this, the actual buildable area is the third of the size of a tennis court.
But it doesn't feel small.
No,
None of it.
No, they've used every trick in the book to maximum effect.
You could be forgiven for thinking that we are inside the house right now. I mean, we're undercover, you've got this magnificent lounge and dining area, but in actual fact, where we're standing is considered exterior as opposed to interior of the design.
Capped by the lightweight polycarbonate roof, flooding this space with natural light. Now, here we have the heavy dark walls contrasted with the lightweight warm timbers and screens that reveal. So it's concealing and revealing at every turn.
So we are actually inside the home design for the very first time, and this is where the original cottage ended.
Yeah, and the new addition starting here in a long lineal plan.
Do you know what adds to that blurring between inside and outside? I think it's these lights, Pete.
Yeah, it's the use of lightweight, delicate lights in an outdoor situation.
Yeah. Even these screens are on an angle for a reason.
They are. They act as a veil. They open up, picking up the northern light and view, but yet act as screens, privacy from the neighbours.
Perfect. Now, here in the dining room, it's got some beautiful nods to the original 110-year-old cottage.
Yeah, they've kept the original dark timbers and they've complemented those and introduced spotted gum on the floor and black butt on the ceiling.
The bathroom has just the most gorgeous space-saving idea. They've actually sunk the bath below floor level, so you can still keep the timbers there so when you're having a shower, but if you do want the luxury of bath, you just lift those panels up and Bob's your uncle.
But, Joe, my favourite spot is at the front home office space. Who doesn't love curling up in bed with a good book? Here they've created a sleeping zone inside a library.
They brought the bed to the book. So in terms of the design, we're actually at street level now, aren't we?
Yeah, correct. And this is where the plan splits, Joe, from the atrium on one side to this linking bridge on the other, lined not with plasterboard, but with glass, giving that natural light into these internal spaces. And it draws us to what is effectively called the living nest.
In fact, up here, it kind of feels like you're in a tree house. So effectively, we're right at the very back of the home design, where the tower is and all the personal spaces are stacked on top of each other.
On the bottom floor, we have the children's area, their sleeping zone, separated from the living area. This whole place has got a real handcrafted feel, the labour of love for over 12 years. It's been put together like a caravan or a boat, where every piece of the design has been explored for the possibilities. Yeah. Even the corner of this room, not just a blank wall which joins, but it's been broken open to create this beautiful little sitting area.
To the top of the tower, Pete, where there's yet another entertaining area. And when you sit in that sunken lounge, all you can see are the tree canopies and the mountains that surround it.
This is one of the most extraordinary additions I think we have ever seen. What they've done with the leftover and wasted space, it's easy to see why this little house in Queensland won World House of the Year.